How do you answer the question when you go to an audition and they ask you, tell me about yourself? Most of us actually freeze on the spot and we don't know what to say because in our brain, we search for the funniest and the most cutest story that we can think of. But really, they're wanting to get to know who you are, the real you. What do you like? What do you do? What are your passions? What are your hobbies? It's hard to say that all in 30 seconds or 20 seconds or 10 seconds even. So here are my top 5 of what you can say when someone says, tell me about yourself. Number 1. If you're lucky enough like me to have lived in multiple countries, you could talk about your experience in each country. Casting directors and casting love to hear stories that are international because they learn about different cultures and different customs in the short time span that you're explaining your experiences to them. So again, if you've lived in a different country or even a different state, it's ideal to talk about it and how the culture and the customs there are different to the culture and customs in the city that you're in right now. Number 2, talk about your passions or your hobbies. My passion and my hobby is international traveling, so I always tell casting about the last flight that I took, the destination I visited, the hotel I stayed at, what did I see in that country, and what major tourist attractions I attended. Generally, most of the time, casting will come back to me and ask, did you go here? Did you visit this? What was it like? When you start this organic conversation between both of you, it's like having a regular conversation with a stranger, telling them how amazing this last destination was that you visited. And to be honest, it doesn't even feel like an audition after that. Number 3, talk about your family. Talk about your siblings. I say this because I once went to an audition where the person next to me said that over the holidays they met up with their siblings and that they are one of 8, with them being the baby of the family and meeting their eldest sibling who has a 25-year difference between themselves and the sibling. This was very interesting to hear, not just for casting, but for all the other actors in the room. Who doesn't like to hear a story about a happy family reuniting? We all do. So talk about your family, talk about your siblings, and you'll put a smile on everyone's face. Number 4, tell casting a fun fact about yourself. I say this because I remember once I was in an audition room and the actor next to me was asked, tell me something about yourself. And he went on to say, I actually have my twin brother inside my body. We all thought he was joking and we started laughing. However, he went on to tell the story that when his mother was pregnant, it was shown on the scan that she has twins. However, when she delivered, he was the only one that she delivered and they questioned where the other twin was. It was later found out through studies that his twin's embryo was actually engulfed into his body. Such an interesting story that I remember until today. Can you imagine how casting felt when they heard that story? And a fun fact, that actor went on to book the job. So tell them a fun fact about yourself. Something to you which you might not want to disclose might be extremely interesting to the people who want to cast you. Number 5, talk about what else you do other than acting. I was once asked, tell me something about yourself, and I simply replied and said, I make TikToks for a living that promote anti-bullying programs around the world and help those victims in need who are being bullied right now. Casting were very interested and asked me to show one of my videos to them, which I did. For those of you who follow me on TikTok, you know that I do this in a very non-conventional way by using famous songs, lip-syncing to them, and using filters to get my message across. They absolutely loved what I did, and needless to say, because I told them what I do outside of acting, they were interested, they loved me, and they cast me in the job. And lastly, and more importantly, the main thing really is just to be you. We want to see who you are, see how amazing you are, and obviously cast you in the role. So best of luck with all the auditions when someone asks you, tell me something about yourself.